Hey guys, hi everybody. Hope all of you are doing wonderful. So in this tutorial, we will talk about a very famous case where what happens many times that we have a very large data set, and it's become very painful to process the whole data set in one go. So valid, uh, a very valid value solution to this is that processing the whole data in chunks of, let's say, 10,000 rows. Let's say it's a billion rows. We will be processing it in chunks of 10,000 rows. The whole processing will be done in chunks of 10,000 rows. So this is how we can do. Let's see how we can read a file and do the processing in chunks here, and let's go about it. I hope you have the thing set up, and I will be just so I'll just be creating a random data set, and then I will be reading it, and I'll show you guys how you can read it in chunks and all those things. So let's go about it. I hope you have the thing set up. I will be using a IPy file so that I can explain you the whole process how we go about it, and you can follow along. Let's go about it. Okay, I hope you have this set up. Let's import these things, and this is how we create a random data set of million rows. Enough for this tutorial. And let's say we want to process 1,000 rows at a time. Let's first export this data frame. Let's export it. Let's export it to CSV. Let's give it the name large dataset dot CSV. This is exported. We have this here, you can see. It will take some time, and we'll read it in. Okay, this is all set up. While it's being exported, I will explain the next step. First we need to define, okay, it's already exported, wonderful. First we need to define the chunk size. So here the chunk size will be 1,000. So whatever the processing we need to do, we'll do it in chunks, because again we know that we cannot possibly do it in one go, right? That is the reason why we are doing it in chunks. Okay, let's go about it. And the other thing, I'll show you multiple things. So here we have 1,000 rows. We are processing at once. So see what happening here. We are loading the large file which we just exported. Okay, is there a name difference? Large df, and we will be reading it in chunks, and we will be looping through that, and this will be the 1,000 rows of chunks. Okay, let's go about it. Let's run it and see what happens. I see the processing been done, right? It shows that we have done processing over this, and the shape was this, right? If you see the shape, if you see the shape before and after of the chunk, the shape increases by 1. See 11, then 12. Why? Because we are adding one more column. And what we can do here, we can export these chunks, right? We can export these chunks as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or maybe first 1,000, second 1,000, something like that. And at last we can append, concat those rows to have the final processing of, so that the whole file is processed, right? Let's see what else we can do. I hope this part is clear. Let's go further. Let's try to understand this part. Here we are defining a function to process the chunks. So this is the same thing what happening before, but now we have this thing set up in uh, chunks. Now other than that, we have one list where we will be appending each chunks in this list, and I will show you what we are going to do later on in the part with this list. Okay, so again we are looping through the same way. Now there's something different. Now we are like getting the result of the process. It will be the same result. Okay, I have deleted the output, no issue. It will be the same result of what we are getting earlier. It will be coming as chunks inside this, and then we will be appending these chunks into chunks result, right? that is that is the thing. And at last, we are creating a final data frame, and then we can maybe export it, and we have the whole result, whole every column operated. This is the I'll explain it again. We have this function to run over each chunks. This is how we are looping over chunks. This is the large file we are loading into memory, and then we are getting the result for the process of the chunks, and then we are appending each process set into a list. And after that, when we are out of the loop, when every row has been processed, we will just concat. What it will be appending each chunks and creating a final data frame. Let's run it. Let's see if it's work. Okay, we didn't get the file because we didn't name it large file. We named it large df. See, it's wonderful. It's working beautifully. Now we have the final data frame here. What is that? That is final df. Great. What is the result? We have this mean feature here, right? And we have everything. Wonderful. We can export it if you want as CSV, as final df, something like that, dot CSV. This is wonderful, guys. I hope this made sense to you guys, and if you have any question, I request you guys to pin down your comments, because I'm here, me and Rockwell, both of us are here for you guys, to help you guys grow in your career. Okay, stay tuned for the next video. And if you come to this part, if you come this to like end of the tutorial, I tell you, please subscribe, man. That's all. Thank you so much.